We are off to the Vatican City. The Vatican City is an independent city-state enclaved within Rome, Italy. It is the spiritual and administrative headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church and the residence of the Pope. It is the smallest independent state in the world with a total area of approximately 110 acres. Despite its small size, the Vatican City is a separate sovereign entity with its own government and laws. The Pope has complete legislative, executive, and judicial authority over the city. The city has a very small population with only around 800 residents, most of who are clergy members, including priests, nuns, and Swiss guards who serve in various roles within the Vatican. The Vatican City has a goldmine of places to see and things to do. Join us as we explore our must-dos while visiting the Vatican City. Number 10. The Vatican Library. Officially known as the Apostolic Library, this is one of the oldest and most significant libraries in the world. It was established in the 15th century by Pope Nicholas V, who sought to create a repository of knowledge and preserve ancient texts. Over the centuries, subsequent popes and scholars have contributed to its growth, making it a treasure trove of human knowledge. The library's collection is incredibly vast, comprising over 75,000 manuscripts, over 1.6 million printed books, and a multitude of other materials. It also includes an extensive collection of rare and early printed books, including books printed before 1501. Access to the Vatican Library is primarily restricted to scholars, researchers, and qualified individuals. However, efforts have been made to digitize parts of the collection, making it more accessible to a wider audience. Number 9. The Vatican Pinacoteca. Also known as the Vatican Picture Gallery, this is an art gallery located within Vatican City. It houses a remarkable collection of paintings from the 12th to the 19th centuries, showcasing the evolution of Western art over several centuries. It was founded in the early 19th century by Pope Pius VII, who sought to create a dedicated space to display and preserve a vast collection of paintings held by the Vatican. The Pinacoteca's collection consists of around 460 paintings carefully selected from the Vatican's extensive holdings. Some of the most notable masterpieces in the collection include Raphael's Transfigurations, Da Vinci's St. Jerome in the Wilderness, and Caravaggio's The Entombment of Christ. Visitors can choose from guided tours, audio guides, and informative panels that provide insights into the artworks, the artists, and their historical significance. Number 8. The Vatican Obelisk. This originally stood at Heliopolis, Egypt, and was commissioned by Pharaoh Seti I around 1300 BC. It stands at a height of approximately 25.5 meters and weighs around 330 tons. It was later moved from Egypt to Alexandria, Rome, and in 37 AD was transported to modern-day St. Peter's Basilica. In the late 16th century, a decision was made to move it to the center of St. Peter's Square. It was seen as a symbolic gesture, aligning it with the architectural axis of the basilica and highlighting the spiritual significance of the Vatican. Today, it is a significant tourist attraction and a focal point in the St. Peter's Square. Visitors admire its imposing presence and often gather around it to take photographs and appreciate its historical significance. Number 7. The Vatican Necropolis. Also known as the Scavi, the Vatican Necropolis is an ancient burial site located beneath St. Peter's Basilica. It was accidentally discovered in 1939 during excavations carried out beneath the basilica in an effort to locate the tomb of St. Peter. It dates back to the 1st century AD and served as a burial site for early Christians, including several popes. The most significant and revered tomb within the Vatican Necropolis is traditionally believed to be that of St. Peter. However, the exact location and identification of his tomb remain a matter of debate among scholars and historians. One of the remarkable features of the necropolis is the graffiti wall, a section of the site where early Christian pilgrims left inscriptions and prayers on the walls. Access to the Vatican Necropolis is limited and requires booking a guided tour in advance. Number 6. The Apostolic Palace. Also known as the Papal Palace, this is the official residence of the Pope. The original palace was constructed by the Roman Emperor Constantine the Great but it has undergone several expansions, renovations, and additions over the centuries. The palace complex is vast and encompasses various buildings, courtyards, and gardens. The main components include the Papal Apartments, the Papal Audience Hall, the Vatican Museums, the Sistine Chapel, and administrative offices. The architecture of the palace is predominantly Renaissance and Baroque in style. While the Papal Apartments are not generally open to the public, parts of the Apostolic Palace complex are accessible to visitors. The Vatican Museums, including the Sistine Chapel, are popular tourist destinations and draw millions of visitors each year. Fun fact! Did you know that the Vatican City has its own postal system and issues its own stamps? Oh yes, the Vatican Post Office operates within the city-state and has its own postal code, 00120. Enjoying our content? Then don't hesitate. Subscribe, like, share, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out when we take flight. Number 5. St. Peter's Square. This magnificent plaza serves as the entrance to St. Peter's Basilica and was designed by the renowned Italian architect Gian Lorenzo Bernini in the 17th century. The focal point of the square is the Vatican obelisk, which stands at the center of the plaza. It is flanked by 2 fountains, and its placement symbolizes the triumph of Christianity over paganism. The square is enclosed by 2 semicircular colonnades, each consisting of 4 rows of columns, and are adorned with a series of statues of martyrs and saints. St. Peter's Square can hold tens of thousands of people and serves as a gathering place for important papal events and ceremonies. The Pope delivers his weekly prayer and addresses large crowds from a window of the Apostolic Palace overlooking the square. St. Peter's Square is a major tourist attraction, drawing visitors from around the world who come to admire its grandeur, historical significance, and the impressive view it offers of St. Peter's Basilica. Number 4. Vatican Gardens. The Vatican Gardens has a rich history that dates back to medieval times. The area was originally a vineyard, but it gradually transformed into a formal garden under various popes. It covers an area of about 57 acres, making them one of the largest green spaces in Vatican City. The area consists of several religious structures such as chapels, statues, and monuments dedicated to various saints and biblical figures. It also features the Stations of the Cross, which allow visitors to meditate on the Passion of Christ. Other notable features include the Fountain of the Eagle, the Fountain of the Sacrament, and the Vatican Railway Station. Access to the Vatican Garden is restricted, and entry is only permitted through guided tours. Number 3. The Vatican Museums. The origins of the Vatican Museums can be traced back to the private art collection of Pope Julius II in the early 16th century. Over time, subsequent popes expanded the collection, acquiring artworks from different periods and regions. The museums house a vast and diverse collection of art spanning from ancient Egyptian artifacts to Renaissance masterpieces and beyond. It includes sculptures, paintings, tapestries, frescoes, manuscripts, archaeological finds, and more. The Vatican Museums are divided into various galleries and sections, including the Pio Clementino Museum, which houses ancient Greek and Roman sculptures, the Gallery of Maps, with a collection of geographical maps of Italy, and the Gregorian Egyptian Museum, showcasing ancient Egyptian artifacts. The museums attract millions of visitors each year, and it is advisable to book tickets in advance and consider guided tours for a more immersive experience. Number 2. The Sistine Chapel. The Sistine Chapel was built between 1477 and 1480 during the papacy of Pope Sixtus IV and was primarily designed as a space for papal ceremonies and the election of the Pope. During the conclave, the chapel is closed to the public and cardinals gather under the magnificent frescoes to cast their votes for a new pope. The chapel is best known for its remarkable frescoes, particularly those painted by Michelangelo between 1508 and 1512. The ceiling of the chapel is adorned with Michelangelo's stunning frescoes depicting various scenes from the book of Genesis, including the iconic creation of Adam, where God extends his hand to touch Adam's finger. On the altar wall of the chapel, Michelangelo painted the Last Judgment, a massive fresco depicting the second coming of Christ and the final judgment of souls. The Sistine Chapel attracts a large number of visitors, and to preserve the artwork, visitors are expected to maintain silence and refrain from photography or touching the walls. Number 1. St. Peter's Basilica. This is one of the most iconic and significant Catholic churches in the world. It was designed by renowned architects including Donato Bramante, Michelangelo, Carlo Maderno, and Giuliano Lorenzo Bernini. One of the most famous artworks housed in the basilica is Michelangelo's sculpture, the Pieta, which depicts the body of Jesus Christ in the arms of his grieving Mother Mary. The dome of St. Peter's Basilica is a prominent feature of the skyline of Rome. Designed by Michelangelo, it offers breathtaking views of the city from its observation deck. St. Peter's Basilica is the final resting place for many popes throughout history, including those of St. Peter, Pope John Paul II, Pope Paul VI, and Pope John XXIII. The basilica also serves as a significant site for papal ceremonies, including the celebration of Mass and other special events. The Pope delivers his blessings to the city and the world from the central balcony of the basilica on special occasions. And there you have it, our top 10 must-see in the Vatican City. Which one is your favorite? Leave a comment and let us know. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more travel content. Until next time, safe travels.